All right, here we're at the New York Yankees, Spencer Jones. Spence, a lot of kids are gonna be watching this, so give me everything you got, the secrets, the ins, the outs. Number one though, I wanna hear your daily routine. When you have a game at 7 o'clock, or maybe a spring training game at 1 o'clock, what's your routine look like?
Routine stays very consistent. I don't like to think that I have to do every single little piece, every single day, every single movement. More so it's like I know where I need to be at a certain time. I'm in the weight room early, I'm getting stretched, I'm ready to go, I'm doing my running, getting my cardio in.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just like, go trust who I am, trust what I do, hammer the things I'm trying to work on, and then from there, just go play.
So you're working out on game days?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the weight room, depends on the day, depends on what my schedule is for the most part, but every day I'm getting in there to at least stretch the body out, talk to the strength coaches, tell them how I'm feeling, and then move on.
Awesome. And then hitting routine. You get into the cage. What's the first thing you're doing?
First thing in the cage, right now I'm using the tee. I'm doing a lot of tee stuff, just to focus on some small movements. So the routine is tee up and away, tee down and away, and then I move it in. And then from there, I move into front toss off rip. Like I'm not trying to swing 1,000%.
Sure.
I'm just trying to make sure things are moving the right way.
Get a feel.
Exactly. And then from front toss, I have a couple drills I do there. I hit off of one leg, and then I'll do my regular game move. And then we'll do like a short overhand toss, because I learned that was like the best thing for me.
Yeah.
Seeing an overhand arm, being adjustable to timing, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of getting the move quickened a little bit, and then from there, it just depends on what I want to focus on that day.
Yeah.
Like if I feel like I need to be quick, I'll do some short machine. If I want to work on some adjustability, I'll have the coach up there throwing random batting practice.
Okay.
And then from there, we go into our hitting, whether that be on the field or in the cages doing other stuff.
Awesome. What's like one drill that if your swing ever feels out of whack, if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, what's like one drill that you always like kind of lean on?
I would say it's one-legged hitting. So I mean, it was something something I did in college without me really knowing. Our coach recommended it to me. So the whole point of it is essentially to control the rear leg.
Okay.
So for me, right now where I'm at is like I want to feel like I have a lot of my stress into the ground. I'm into the ground, and then from here it's about controlling your rear leg, controlling the move. And so from here, if somebody's slipping in front, I'm in my position, knee bent, trying to feel tension in my hip, and then from there, I'm just trying to ride out that feeling of tension in the back.
Yeah.
I'm not so focused on my front leg. I'm more so focused on, all right, how's that back leg driving me to go forward?
Interesting. Can you walk me through that though? Because I feel like that's a new way of like teaching hitting, and a lot of kids watching this will probably take away something from this too. So you're doing tee, also front toss, one-legged, and you're just like, you're right here.
Right.
That's it.
So off the tee, for the most part, I do like a no stride. That's
Okay.
the best way I can describe it. But a lot of it's very one-legged. So like if I were to hit off the tee and you set it up right there, I would start in my position, right? I'd like to know where I'm at. And then from there, get to a position. What I'm doing right now is essentially one leg with the toe down. I like to think of it as train tracks for me moving forward. So Judge does it really well. He's able to control with his leg off the ground.
Sure.
I don't have the same control, and
You
that's
had
something
it though.
we worked on.
You were doing that right last year, or
Correct.
maybe a year before. You kind of had that hover.
Right.
But now you're doing more of like a toe tap.
More of like I like to call it a toe down.
Toe down.
That's the best way I can describe it. But for me, it was just hard for me to be consistent timing wise, to be ready early enough to get the swing going. That was just some stuff we looked at under the hood. Just was laid on a lot of stuff. So it's like, all right, how can we clear up the timing?
Amazing.
And so with the one-legged stuff, like, front toss in front of me, I'm here. And the whole point of this is just trying to control the move. Instead of it being like a push forward, I'm pushing off my foot or using this. I more so want to feel it working behind me, to where this is staying centered, to where my center of mass is always over my back leg.
Yeah. Would you say that's your main thing that you're focused on? Like, after a game or mid-game, you have the iPad out, you're looking at a specific at bat, whether it's a pitch you swung at. Are you looking at that specific, did I ride my back leg there, or did I push out of it? Like, what are you thinking there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things. Like for me right now is making sure my head's staying still and that I'm still moving forward. Because when I'm in this position, sometimes it's hard for me to feel whether or not I'm actually moving forward with the swing.
Interesting.
So my goal it's kind of funny. We always talk about you want to be moving forward while moving backwards. So it essentially feels like you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like if I'm in the position, I'm doing it right. Like I'm moving forward, but I don't feel it. And when I go back and I look at video, issues come about when I'm a little heavy over here. This starts to move, the head starts to move, and then I, push away from it. So it's just about, hammering down like these one-legged things, and then, being really consistent with my hand path. So
that's amazing. Now transitioning into the mental side of the game, how do you deal? Two loaded question. How do you deal with the slump? How do you deal with like an 0 for 3, 0 for 6 stretch?
Right. Yeah. I mean, slumps. Best way I can describe a slump is, slump's only a slump if you give it the power to be. Right. It's one of those things where if you recognize it, you say, "Man, I'm in a slump." You're always going to think like, when I get in the box, I'm in a slump. Right. So I do my best, like whether I've been 0 for my last 3 games or, a couple days, couple bad at bats. It's like, all right, what's the simplest thing I can do right now? And for me, that's always going to be controlling my timing.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be number one. I feel like when things have fallen off, it's usually because I'm not seeing the baseball well. And that's when I'll go and look at video. It was my head moving, am I controlling my rear leg, those kinds of things.
So you're not focused on the result.
I'm more so focused on as much as I can do right here. This is as much as I can do, right? And there's going to be days where it's like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not seeing the pitch as well. Well, all right, I got to go back to square one. All right, how do I see the ball, right? And I know I'm feeling right when I'm in the position to strike, and I know I can read pitches out of hand.
Yeah.
And when those things get out of whack, that's usually a precursor for me to be like, all right, we need to really focus on that next at bat or the next day. Yeah. And that's how I go about it.
2-strike approach. You have one?
2-strike approach. Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to be an athlete. Just trying to put anything in play. 2 strikes is literally just about moving the ball forward. So that's my focus.
Amazing. Last question. A 12-year-old is watching this right now, tomorrow, whenever. They want to be in your shoes. What's the best piece of advice you can give them?
I mean, there's no shortcuts. Like, we talked before this, there's certain things that everybody has to go through. It's never going to be a straight line. People, I think, could look at my track record of what I did in amateur ball and then to where I'm at now and think it's like a straight line all the way through, and that's never really the case. And I think as long as you create confidence for yourself in your own work and not rely on the external validation, everything good that's going to come out of baseball and really anything you want to do in life is how much work you put into what you're doing and how much you care about it. And then also, have an ability to put it down if you have to, or take a break or reset or go away from it. I think those things are extremely beneficial for young players.
That's amazing. What do you do to reset, by the way?
I'm lucky. It's all about the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
So, as I've gotten older, obviously I have a great girlfriend. She helps me a lot. Family, roommates. It's those kinds of things where it's like you can find something to get you out of routine. Like right now, for me, it's like playing Mario Kart. Right? It's me and my roommate. We're playing Mario Kart. We're having the time of our lives. Yeah. Not worried about anything. That's the most important thing.
That's awesome. Spencer Jones, everyone. Dude, that was freaking gold.